As dangerous of a system as this is going to be, the most critical time is actually not when it's hitting. It is right now. I cannot stress that enough. If you could do me the favor and share this information, you don't even need to subscribe. I just want the correct information out. That is exactly why I do this channel, for this reason. The Dominican Republic, Haiti, and now Jamaica. We need to take action. We could have historic levels of rain. It looks like it could be kind of a worst case scenario as far as the rain goes with this system. And I don't say any of that lightly. With that said, I know that's kind of scary information to pass along. There's a lot of heavy talk in this video that I'm doing for you. With that said, it's not going to hit all of us, right? So I want to still keep it in perspective. But where this is going to go, it is going to slow down. We've seen systems like this, different locations from Harvey in Texas to Dorian in the Bahamas, how when these systems slow down, they cause this life-threatening situation. I've been doing this for decades, and with that, I've seen this. And this is one of those scenarios that we're going to see moving closer. Already the rain, we've seen it in parts of Puerto Rico. It's been picking up in the Dominican Republic. For some of us, it's going to start to rain, and then it's just going to continue for days and days and days. This is going to be a very slow mover. So with that, we are now taking action in some different locations. Now, let me show you the track of this first. We'll go step by step in this video. You can see the track here. Right now, it is a tropical storm. It is Melissa. Winds about 50 to 60 miles. The track of this first. We'll go step by step in this video. You can see the track here. Right now, it is a tropical storm. It is Melissa. Winds about 50 to 60 miles per hour. So we're talking about an 80 to about 96 or 100 kilometers an hour. This is going to work its way very close to the south coast of Haiti or the east coast of Jamaica. And as it does, it is going to strengthen most likely into a hurricane. But this here is Friday into Saturday. Several days from now, you see the lack of movement. This is exactly what I'm talking about with this system, just how slow it is going to go. Here's a closer look. So tomorrow, Wednesday into Thursday, we're talking about extreme levels of rain that will be picking up. Now, keeping it in perspective, Jamaica, not as much tomorrow. It's going to pick up tomorrow, no doubt, but more so Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Then as this area gets closer on Thursday, Jamaica, that's when we're going to start to see our rain chance really picking up. Then Friday into Saturday, this should develop into a hurricane. Either way, the issue is how slow it's going to be. It'll be very close to the east side of Jamaica in the southern coast of Haiti as either a strong tropical storm or a hurricane by the time we get into Saturday. That means days of rain that continue to pump in. Then on Saturday into Sunday, it is either going to swing into Jamaica, very close, could be on the south. I'll fine tune as we go forward where it could be a little worse, where it could be a little bit better. Same thing goes for Haiti. As of now, southern coast of Haiti looks to be worse. So you just swing back toward the peninsula, Boston Blue, Jacmel, that's where it looks to be worse. And then swinging toward the southern coast of the Dominican Republic, watching over towards Santo Domingo. Monitor mode, though, for Puerto Rico and eastern Cuba. We need to see kind of which path this takes. Is it more of the European model, which could be worse for Cuba? Is it more of the American model, which could be worse for Puerto Rico? Either way, we're looking out for some increased rain. The flood potential is life-threatening. And know that if I haven't mentioned your area, that's generally a good thing this time of year, but I'm watching all locations out ahead of it, what may happen down the road. But again, now is the time we could help others. We could spread the word as we're going to see heavy, heavy rain amounts moving in. So I appreciate you doing your part with me, getting the word out across Jamaica, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic. So thank you for your kindness, your patience, and we're thinking of you if you're making those preparations. Have a good night.
This happens. Obviously, I can see it on TV. So okay, it seems to be working now. So let's just continue on. All right. So anyway, the bottom line is that the center is elongated, and so exactly where it's going to form, that puts some question marks in the forecast. So we'll see going forward. Now, the other thing to note is the size of the wind. So you look at the satellite picture and you get misled by how big the system is at this point. The Hurricane Center estimates where the tropical storm force winds are, and it's only right there. So they're still well offshore. Jamaica has time because it's a very slow moving system, as you saw, only moving a couple miles an hour here, but it's drifting to the north, you know, with the question mark of exactly where the center is, drifting generally kind of northerly, and then forecast to go that way. So unfortunately, in this new forecast, this is not good at all for Bermuda, for Jamaica. Now, let's talk about the moisture first, and then we'll talk about the exact track and where the winds might go. So here you can see the moisture feed where the dark green is, coming up around the system, of course, and the strongest winds are over on this east and north side of the system that to drive that moisture, already driving it toward Jamaica, also toward this southern coast here in Haiti, and especially in Haiti and to some degree in the Dominican Republic. And notice that Puerto Rico here is also in that moisture flow. So we're just going to keep that in mind, because as this system drifts in this general area, that's not going to change. So let's go forward now with the European model toward the weekend and watch the moisture just continue coming from the east and the southeast into Jamaica, also into Haiti and the DR, and less so, of course, into Puerto Rico farther away, also into Cuba, and also these are the Cayman Islands over here, so also going to be on the edge of things. But notice how little it's moved in the model. This is Sunday now, and about this time we're starting to see a significant circulation developing there. So the thinking is that with the very warm water in the Caribbean and the idea that the moisture is wrapping around here tells us that the environment is conducive to organization development, that this could really be a strong storm by this time, not too far from Jamaica. And of course, the strongest winds are going to be on this side right here. So this could be an extended period of really serious conditions over Jamaica here if this plays out like this, because it's going to start on Sunday and then watch as we go Monday into Tuesday. And then you notice it kind of begins a move to the north about Tuesday. I mean, this is all going to be plus or minus a bit, but if it really does make a turn like this around Jamaica, then the worst side of this is going to be affecting that island for an extended period of time. So it's, I mean, this has the potential to be really a catastrophic situation. All right, here's the official forecast from the Hurricane Center. You see representative of what we saw in that model there. The idea is tomorrow it begins some strengthening as the atmospheric conditions, just generally the hostile conditions, let up, and then strengthening to a hurricane Saturday, stronger by Saturday evening, Category 3 by Sunday as it gets to be the vicinity of Jamaica. So the super impacts there on the island look to be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. There's the Hurricane Center forecast. If that center line that we put there on the cone, which we don't normally put, but because the cone is so smushed, it's the only way you can kind of make sense of the forecast. If that really ends up being what happens, I mean, this has the potential of being just absolutely catastrophic over the island, because the worst of this storm could go right over the island. Obviously, it's a little plus or minus. The Hurricane Center forecast is not exactly like the models, but very, very close. And here, forecasting a Category 4, could it be a Category 5? Yes, it could. Could be very strong 4. Could be just really horrendous here. Sunday, at least through Tuesday, and then the indications are that it moves north. We have much more consensus today that something like that's going to happen. You can see things bunched up here initially and then starting to move over here to the west, mostly south of Jamaica, looking at the consensus. This is the Google, the DeepMind AI model, and then turning north. The exact timing is not certain, but we look at the consensus of all this to get an idea of what we think the forecast likely is. That's what the Hurricane Center does. There you see, looking at the red, that's the European. Looking at the yellow, that's the GFS. The GFS is a little more over this way, as it has persistently been, but the European and the Google model are all a little farther west. But everything really indicates near Jamaica and then turning north. Cuba, southeastern Bahamas, all going to have to watch it, and Haiti, Dominican Republic on the wet side, fringe effects, and Puerto Rico also fringe effects here in the Cayman Islands. All right, let's take a look at these consensus lines. Now, this consensus is the European, the GFS, and some other traditional models. So this is the consensus that we looked at up until this year. you see coming up near Jamaica and then off through eastern Cuba. So here we are Sunday to Tuesday in this area here. If we look at the Google consensus, it's a little harder left, but again, right over Jamaica or very near Jamaica. Again, same timetable. Up into Tuesday. It's just super effects from the storm over the island of Jamaica, and then Wednesday moving out and then gone on up to the north. So there's the rainfall as far as we have it right now. You see affecting the southern coast of Haiti and the Dominican Republic, but a little more so in Haiti. Puerto Rico on the fringes here, maybe 2 to 4 inches of rain there. Jamaica, of course, look at the rain amounts. When you get into the purples here, you're up into the feet range up in here on parts of Jamaica, the southern Tiburon Peninsula there in Haiti, maybe up into Cuba. Tremendous rainfall on top of the spectacular windstorm that unfortunately we may get on Jamaica, just depending on that track. Just a little bit of difference. What's going on in the steering? Here's the dip in the jet stream that's just nudging it north right now. There's the model over top of this is the National Hurricane symbol, National Hurricane Center symbol over top of the model. Watch as we go forward in time. They separate a little bit because there is some uncertainty. I don't think, Stephen, this has to do so much with the island, the mountains, as it just has to do with the different steering, slightly different steering in the various models. But in any case, there's the system on Tuesday near Jamaica. Category 4-ish, could be a 5, could be a 3, but forecasting a 4 at this point. Tuesday, horrible situation for Jamaica if that really plays out that way, and that's the consensus. And then Wednesday, the Hurricane Center just forecasts until Tuesday, so that stays there. Here we are Wednesday over eastern Cuba in the European model, and then it jets on off to the northeast, and that will be that. And that should be it. But unfortunately, based on what we know now, I mean, full preparations and thinking about what they're going to do with people because of the torrential rain and the potential for these extreme winds. And the winds, of course, get accelerated by the mountains. So near the mountains, the winds can be worse. So this is, for everything we know, unfortunately,